We're streaking! Come on! Come on! We're running! Come on! Woo! Woo! We're streaking! We're streaking! Woo! Woo! Come on!
What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, I am talking about the Grizzlies blowing out the Oklahoma City Thunder in FedEx Forum. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Morant spiking, let's go for he that MVP.
So it was another good night for the good guys. The Grizzlies were able to hold down the Oklahoma City Thunder, beating them 123-102 in a game that was kind of close for three quarters, but the Grizzlies were really never threatened in this game. It's a couple of key points I want to talk about in this game, and then we're just going to let it go. First, welcome back Ziaire Williams. He went 2 of 9 from the field, had 4 points, but he was running around very well. It looks like he's going to be just fine. He does look a little taller. All the reports are true, or they seem to be true. But honestly, it is what it is. You know, Jaren Jackson had a rough first game back. So Ziaire Williams having a rough first game back shooting-wise is okay. But he had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. It was plus 15 from the field. So you do with that with what you want. But it was good to have him back. Yeah. Another thing that I want to talk about is I told you guys yesterday about the podcasters, and even I saw Bill Simmons and all them guys had Shea Gilders-Alexander ahead of Ja Morant on the All-NBA team. Had Shea Gilders-Alexander second team, Ja Morant third team. No real big deal, honestly. But for me, as your resident Grizzly homer, it is a big deal because they are just on 2 different levels as players. Shea Gilders-Alexander is not on the same level as Ja Morant. I mean, just got to put it out there. And I know I'm biased, and I don't care. But I've been saying this for 3 years. This same thing. Even before Ja had his breakout, I kept telling people they're not the same. And then when Ja had his big season last year, I thought it had finally put it to rest that people would not be comparing him to Shea Gilders-Alexander. But I see all it takes is for a guy to put up some big numbers on a bad team, and people think that's the equivalent of somebody putting up big numbers on a good team. It is not the same. Now, is it possible that Shea Gilders-Alexander could do this on a good team? It is possible, but we haven't seen it. All I know is for a fact is when the Grizzlies face him, Dillon Brooks takes the matchup seriously, like he takes all his matchups. And when he takes his matchup seriously, Shea Gilders-Alexander does not look like a very good player. Well, he looks good, but he doesn't look like a great player. It's the difference between when Dillon Brooks took his matchup against Kevin Durant seriously, Kevin Durant still looked like a great player. When Dillon Brooks took his matchup with Jason Tatum seriously, Jason Tatum still looked like a great player. Even when Dillon Brooks took the matchup against Zion Williamson seriously and he slowed Zion Williamson down, Zion Williamson looked like a great player. Now, I'm not going to disparage Shea Gilders-Alexander because I like him as a player. But we need to kill this notion that he is on the same level as Ja Morant. And the idiotic notion that he is a level above Ja Morant in any shape, form, or fashion. End of my rant. The other thing that I want to talk about is no dip Santi. Santi Aldama has pulled out a new weapon in the middle, a quarter of a way through the season. Santi Aldama just pulled out this new weapon. I don't know where he got it from. He hasn't done it, at least to my memory, all season. But the last couple games, he just pulled out the no-dip three-point shot from the corner. And that shot right there is a playoff shot. And what I mean by playoff shot is, you guys know in the playoffs, those rotations are faster. Those rotations are more aggressive. They get out to shooters. And if your shot is slow, and we know Santi has a little bit of a slow shot, even though he's a 7-footer. Your shot is slow, they will cause you to have to either drive into help or pass the ball off. If you can hit Santi high with a pass and he doesn't have to bring the ball down to shoot and hit three-point shots, it does two things. First, it makes him a more dangerous player. Second, it makes teams less reluctant to help off of him very far at all. And that shot looks crazy good. I hope it continues. I hope it develops throughout the year. And I hope some other Grizzlies can take note of this shot. And it just tells you Santi Aldama has to be one of the hardest working players in the NBA. Because the stuff he's added to his game, the improvements he's made in the last year are just crazy. But let's go over this box score. Ja Morant led the team, 26 points, 11 assists, 13 rebounds, becoming the number one Grizzlies in triple-doubles over a career. Plus 11. He had 2 steals, 8 of 16 from the field, 8 of 10 from the free throw line, which is real good. That's what we want to see, Ja. 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Dillon Brooks had 24 points. He was 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 12, 5 3-pointers for Dillon Brooks. 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers. Now, Jaren Jackson, he didn't even take a shot in the first quarter, I don't believe. Ended up 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 5 blocks for the Black Panther, and 12 points. Brandon Clarke had another great game, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Santi Aldama, the aforementioned, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. Yeah, he had a good game. Steven Adams only had 5 rebounds. He only played 21 minutes, though. But he only had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 4 of 4 from the field. Real good. John Conchar did Conchar things. Didn't hit a three-pointer this game. 3 of 9 from the field, but he was the only one driving early in the game, able to drive, other than Ja Morant. Tyus Jones had a pretty decent game. Did have some turnovers. David Roddy, another good game. 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers. It was a good all-around team game. And like Pete and Brevin were saying on the call, they kept hitting Oklahoma City with the gut punch, and that gut punch was their defense. They kept hitting them with defense, and eventually the floodgates opened, and the Grizzlies outscored them 29-15 in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, it was a good game. It was a fun game. I think the next game is Detroit on Friday. We're going to have Detroit on Friday, and we need to get that winning streak up to 5. As we can see right now, the Grizzlies are tied for second place. They are 1/2 game out of first. And the two teams, New Orleans Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns, they face each other Friday. So either the Grizzlies are going to be in sole possession of second place, or they're going to be tied for first with the Phoenix Suns if they can beat the Detroit Pistons on Friday. So things are looking up for the Grizzlies. Like I said, there are now only 6 teams that are in single digits as far as the loss column goes. Boston and Milwaukee have kind of separated themselves from everybody else. Then you have the Cavaliers, the Pelicans, the Suns, and the Grizzlies all in the next group of single digits guys. And then you have Denver and Sacramento right behind them. So, like I said, it was a good game. It was a fun game. And it's always a great night when the Grizzlies win. Peace.